So, and I found the instructor I like best, and I'm working on it, and I've done okay, and I'm pleased with myself, all those things. But she says all the time, you got to drink half your body weight in water in ounces, right? So I weigh 160 pounds, so 80 ounces of water a day. I mean, and I got it. I remember back when on the Atkins diet, or what was then, it was called something else. My dad was on. He had to drink 64 ounces of water a day, and all he did was complain about it. Like, what? I mean, he didn't do it. It was, this is absurd. Who would drink this? My dad drank 8 cups of coffee a day, but he was going to drink eight full ounce glasses of water, and 80. Like, so I filled one of those things up, one of those 16 ounce, like thermoses. And the thought that I would drink 5 of those a day is inconceivable. First, I would never stop peeing, ever. And I mean, who's that thirsty? Who can drink water when they're not thirsty? I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, look, I don't actually believe that anyone drinks that much water. I just flat out don't believe it. And I don't believe that it's that good for you. You know my theory on that? It's just water. It can't be that good for you. It's just like, you know what water is? Neutral. It flows through you. Maybe it cleans you out a little bit, right? Anyway, totally not buying it. 40 years from now, they're going to tell us, nah, it was all marketing.
The water. Yeah. I mean, I get why it's better than like Diet Coke, which is what I wanted to drink.
Yeah, of course.
Yay, Diet Coke.
Yeah.
We're back to marketing. No, but look, I get it. Of course it's better than everything else because everything else sucks for you, right? So hence drink water as opposed to anything else.
Right. Yeah, right.
But you're not going to convince me that it's like a magical elixir that fixes things when it's just freaking water.
It's a source of almost every fight that my wife and I have begins with me complaining about something, and she says, "Have you had any water today?" I'm like, "Hey man, I stubbed my toe. Who gives a whether I had water?" Right? I'm pissed at my agent and won't call me back. I don't need a glass of water. But that's sort of like
I try to keep I feel like I'm not allowed any zeitgeist in my diet, In other words, there's always something that's really trendy that everybody is doing. And, whether it was the water diet, the Atkins diet of your dad's era, or, now nobody's supposed to have carbs. And then suddenly one day it's, carbs are actually good for you.
They're not that bad. They're not that bad.
It literally changes all the time. When I was a kid, like steak was just considered good for you. It was like any strong, healthy person eats, and doctors would advise people, and I think when you're talking about nobody should drink that much water, it's really just a case of how about no matter what the trend is, just apply some common sense to what you're hearing.
That's right.
And then follow that. And maybe that might be a good idea. I'm not one to talk about diets because I lost a lot of weight last year, and my diet was having quadruple heart surgery and then not having an appetite for 8 months. So that's not the best way to go. But I did lose a lot of weight.
Look, I'm not buying any of this. I'm not buying the big water bowl. Okay, I know.
By the way, I like the idea that they tell you it's big water. That's who's telling you to drink the water.
Oh, big
water, yeah.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah. Right? Don't fall under the spell of big water and all their power.
Not going to happen.
Right.
And I'm not buying Frank's big heart attack diet. Okay.
It's a really dumb way to go about it. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
It's not the way to go.
Okay. So that's clear. When I was a kid, so first of all, Ben's 1,000,000,000% right about breakfast. Now scientists are saying, and a friend of mine has been saying this for a long time, and he feels vindicated by it. In fact, he was going around to scientific reporters going, I told you. Okay. Is that breakfast might be counterproductive. It might actually be bad for you. That it's not a great idea to eat when you first get up in the morning. So breakfast itself, it turns out, is marketing. Sugary breakfast.
Breakfast is the most important bad meal of the day.
Yeah, that's what it turns out, right?
Yeah.
And so the meal you actually need? Lunch, because it's in the middle of the day, and you really need it to keep going. That's the one you need. Dinner, you can go to bed, right?
Lunch.
Yeah, breakfast, yeah, you can eat later, but lunch, it's not really optional. You really got to kind of have lunch.
Lunch
right?
is so good. I'm very pro lunch. I'm minimizing dinner and amping up lunches for the last year. By the way, I think my dad was on the Scarsdale diet. I was trying to remember.
Oh yeah, that was the one where you murder your husband or something.
Right,
no, I'm getting those.
That's where your mistress murders you, right? And you lose a ton of weight.
Yeah. So I am buying what Big Lunch is selling. I'm in favor of Big Lunch.
Big Lunch sounds good to me any day.
But I'm not playing around. And now in like 17 different political interviews that I did with candidates, swear to God, they keep all talking about Big Sugar. And half of them are from Florida, so it's true. And Big Sugar is a giant lobbying organization in Florida because the sugar industry makes a ton of money and donates a ton of money. But every time they say Big Sugar, I want to snicker because I'm a child. Right?
Yeah. But there's something that said, like if doctors are like, obviously we should drink more water, but I think I just figured it out. And Cenk, you agreed. I think that what the thing to do is drink water when you drink something, if you can.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole key, right? Drink water instead of the piece of thing like Frank's drinking and that I'm craving more than anything in the world right now is an ice cold Diet Coke. If possible, right? But then, like, one of the reasons that I don't sleep well at all and haven't for some time, or certainly irregularly, and, it's a bummer. It slows you down. I got a kid. I'm trying to, be a relatively present dad. Another great word. But so, like, I don't know, like 10,000 people, whether directly to me or reading or doctors have said, exercise, it'll help you sleep. And I've always thought, big exercise. Right? I don't want to be right. And then I'm like, you know what? I don't really know what I'm talking about. Maybe I should see what happens. Like, maybe I should actually exercise and maybe it'll help me sleep. And then I can stop stop Big Pharma feeding me all these pills that help me sleep. Which can't be good.
All right. Thanks for watching this free clip of Old School. Don't forget to become a TYT member today for the rest of the show and for more exclusive content throughout the network. Join now at tyt.com/join.
We found television's best kept secret.